Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we will be going over the community team of the season and my prediction. I'll start off the bench, give a brief summary and put a picture of every single card I believe could be possible for that player. So I picked Keller because of Alisson's injury. He stepped in after he'd lost heart of many Liverpool fans and done a great job and had a 10 out of 10 performance in the Carabao Cup final against Chelsea. Moving on to Nori, I picked him because when he got injured, the Wolves looked like a different side, and overall I think he has just been great this season and he's getting talks to a big move to some big clubs. Then we move on to Tedibo, who I think is a great centre back. I just don't know if he'll be able to make it into the Ligue 1 centre backs, and he's also getting talks of massive moves. We move on to Tavernier, who is having an exceptional season in the SPFL, carrying Rangers and captaining them to possibly the title and even more possibly the treble. We then move on to Matt Riley, who has upwards of 30 goal contributions from centre mid in a struggling Celtic team, and also could be a main key why Celtic may win the SPFL title. We moved on to Endo, who Liverpool fans won't stop barking about how good this guy was for £14 million. And you know what, I agree with him. Caicedo rejected him and it doesn't look like they regret it. We go on to Thuram, who joined Inter Milan on a free transfer at the start of the season and hasn't been 10 out of 10, but has 17 goal contributions in his first Serie A season, which for a free agent, that's a good return. We'll then move on to our goalkeeper. The goalkeeper I'm deciding I want to go for is Vicario. The main reason I picked Vicario is I just don't know if he'll make it in the actual Prem team of the season with the likes of David Raya, Emi Martinez, Ederson, but he's had a great season. The right back I've actually gone with is another Premier League player, and it's Malo Gusto. He's 20, he just moved from Lyon to Chelsea for around £25 million, and without him, I genuinely think Chelsea would be in more trouble than they actually are, and it's making Chelsea fans forget about Reece James. We move on to yet another Premier League player, and that being Mickey van de Ven. Again, exceptional first season in the Premier League, and I just think he'll just fall short to possibly making it into the actual team. We move on to yet another Premier League player, and that is John Stones, who again I think is having a great season but just won't make it into the actual team. Now, quite a surprise one for community team of the season, I went with Alphonso Davies, and I know there'll be two left backs in Bundesliga 1, but I just think Grimaldo's guaranteed, and there's other good left backs in the Bundesliga, and I've not heard really great things from Davies. I moved on and I done Federico Valverde, as there's probably better La Liga midfielders, but Valverde still had a great season. I had to swap formation because one of the players we used couldn't fit, and turns out they can't even fit in any of the formations. So they will be out of position, but they are still a midfielder. The next player I'm going to pick will be Xavi Simons. Now, I know that people will think that he should be in the original Bundesliga team of the season, but I just believe Florian Wirtz, Granit Xhaka, Joshua Kimmich all hold a higher value than him. And the next player I've actually went for is Leon Goretzka. Not setting the world alight to Bayern Munich, but I still think deserves a team of the season. But he was a mistake, I did not mean to put him in right there. My right winger, I've actually went with Christian Pulisic. He was a future stars, and it looked like, you know, his career started to fall off at Chelsea, and he moved to AC Milan, and he's starting to revive that career. The left wing I've went with is Alejandro Garnacho, as I just don't believe he will do enough to get himself a spot in the main Premier League team of the season. And with striker I've went with Alexander Isak. Again, something like 16 goal contributions in 23 games. That is unbelievable, and now I realise my mistake. And I didn't know who to replace. I'm going to put Endo down to the reserves. And I will be putting in Kobe Menu of Manchester United. In for Endo. So I've now decided I'm going to go on to and look at some of the honourable mentions that I picked from my notes. My first one was Federico Chiesa. He's not having a 10 out of 10 season, but again, with that left wing spot looking very low, I was thinking maybe Jack Grealish or maybe Chiesa, and I think Chiesa has had a better season. My second one is Vitinha of PSG. Again, I think he's having a really good season, and I think he probably will actually get Ligue 1 team this season. But I was just looking for players, and I was like, Zaire Emery, Vitinha. I think one of them will get into Community Tots. My next player is Joao Felix, joined Barcelona on loan. Hasn't set the world alight again, but I still think he's done enough for our team this season. He's got something like 11 goal contributions in 20 games. And last player is another PSG player, and that will be Lee Kang-in. I think he's done enough to earn himself a community team of the season. So overall, that is my squad. If you think there should be any changes, leave them in the comments. Again, this was my personal prediction. Let's see what you believe. Thanks, guys. Okay, that's kind of embarrassing. I kind of forget about 93 Rafinha and Pulisic should have been on the bench. Sorry about that, guys. I'll put the card on the screen now. And with that, this video will come to an end. If you could please subscribe and like, that'd be massively appreciated. Thanks, guys. Hope you enjoyed.